Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We'll just give everybody a few minutes to get in and get settled. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining. This is the Coursera Illinois Tech Deep Dive of our Master of Data Science program. Just some quick housekeeping. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please do use the Q&A function, and we will be answering questions throughout the presentation as well as saving time at the end for it. All right, so without further ado, thank you for joining. This is our Master of Data Science webinar offered through Coursera. So just a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. I'll be introducing myself and the presenters. We'll be doing covering a little bit of information about Coursera as well as Illinois Tech itself. And then we'll get into the program deep dive, and then we'll get into Q&A. All right, so just to introduce myself, I am Paige Wolf. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions here at Illinois Tech. My role within Coursera is to assist students with any questions that they have about the university, assist them with registration, and whatever else is needed on my end. I will now pass it over to Professor Yuhan Ding to introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Yuhan Ding, the Associate Teaching Professor of Applied Mathematics. I'm also the Director of the Master of Data Science program, both like in Coursera and also regular. Nice to meet you guys.
All right, Ada.
I am Ada Rodriguez. I am the enrollment counselor here at Coursera. I am happy to be here. Thank you all for participating. Cannot wait to hear about the data science program.
All right, excellent. Okay, so just a little bit about Illinois Tech. We are a private institution located in downtown Chicago. We are very, very highly ranked. According to the Wall Street Journal, they very recently ranked us number 23 in the nation on the list of best colleges. And then in Illinois, they have us ranked at number 1, which is super, super exciting for us. We are also ranked pretty high on our the best value list, as in we try to make sure that you are getting a good education for the tuition that you pay for. So we are number 1 in the Brookings Institute within the Chicago region for that. We are also number 29 for the US on the list for US News and World Report. And then not only that, we also make sure to keep track of our graduates to see how they do afterwards. And very recently, they had a 91% employment rate, which is very exciting. So we hope that we can provide you with these benefits as well if you take the data science program. So Illinois Tech is Chicago's only technology-focused university. We have faculty that are both nationally and internationally ranked, and they are committed to providing you with an education that's rooted in creation and innovation. So not just a kind of run-of-the-mill lecture that's going to get you an average job. We have graduates and that push forward change and make progress throughout human history. So we've had graduates that were involved in making the cell phone, building skyscrapers, including some in Chicago. We had some involved with the Mars rover, with the Alexa, just to name a few. So this is the kind of education that we hope to give you. We want you to be innovators, not just the average folk, as you would. Okay. We are also a research institute. We have research going on in many different fields that we hope to will make good impacts on the world, such as computation and data, health and wellness, urban futures, engineering, deep science, so on and so forth. If you're interested in taking a look and seeing what we're doing, there's a QR code on the screen there that you can just follow that and see what we're up to. And as I said before, we have some very good outcomes for our graduate students. So this right here is a collection of data from our last 5 graduating classes, I believe, just to see where they ended up after 6 months from graduation. And as you can see, a good percentage of them were employed full time or continued their education, did military service, so on and so forth. You can also see the top 20 employers that employed our students, as well as the starting salaries. And you can play with this tool, kind of drill it down to just our data science graduates, if you so please. So feel free to follow that link and, play around with that tool. All right, and that's all on my side. I will now pass it over to Ada to talk about Coursera.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Like I said, I'm Ada. I am an enrollment counselor with Coursera. My role as an enrollment counselor is pretty much to be your support assistant. I will be able to go over any questions you have in regards to the program, enrollment processes in general. We'll be able to discover if the Master of Data Science is a great fit for you and be able to walk you through and support you every step of the way. If you don't mind switching over the slide for me. Perfect. So the Master of Data Science program follows what we call a performance-based admissions process rather than the traditional admissions process that most universities and other programs may follow. Performance-based admissions means that instead of submitting an application with countless documents, perhaps, in waiting for faculty members to provide you with a decision, you simply register to take 3 specific courses, which we call pathway courses, in order to earn admissions, right, and your acceptance into the program. The requirement is for students to get a B grade or a 3.0 on the pathway courses before they can move on to additional core courses in the program. But this makes this whole process so much easier, a lot quicker, and eliminates a lot of the barriers that some students may face when it comes to traditional application processes in general. If you don't mind switching over. Like I said, performance-based admissions does not require an application. In times of registering for the courses itself, you do need to provide evidence of your undergraduate degree. It is one of the main requirements for this program, and a copy of your transcripts will need to be added, right, uploaded to the registration form so that you can continue working on your courses until you get all 3 of these prerequisites perhaps completed. Students with basically all walks in life are welcome. Your bachelor's degree does not need to have a specific background. It does not have to be a data science related background undergrad degree. But you do need to provide proof, like I said, of completion in order to be accepted in the program. So I just want to make sure that everyone is clear in that portion. I'm happy to answer any questions, of course, along the way so that we can get you into the program. Next one, please. Perfect. So the process is very simple. In order to get started, once you have your transcripts for your undergrad degree, you will complete a short registration form on Illinois Tech's site. It's officially called the Illinois Tech Registration Portal. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete this form. You will then create a profile with basic information. You'll upload your transcripts, and then you'll select the pathway courses that you do want to register during that particular section or that particular term. Currently, we're enrolling students for the fall B term, which will be starting in about 2 weeks, October the 14th. So we still have some time to get some students in the program. Although the requirement is for the 3 courses to be completed successfully with that B grade or that 3.0 before acceptance is given into the program, you do not need to take all 3 courses at the same time. And to further clarify, you do not need to complete the courses before October the 14th. And that may be one of the questions that come up later on in the Q&A section. But you will complete these pathway courses during the session itself. And again, Fall B, it's scheduled to begin October the 14th, and it's going to be an 8-week session. Once you have completed these three pathway courses with the 3.0, then you will be accepted in the program and continue registering with additional courses in the degree. Now, in addition to the flexibility that performance-based admissions offers, due to the partnership perhaps that Coursera and Illinois Tech have joined forces, right? We are able to offer what we call prior learning credits, I'm sorry. So there are specific certificates in the Coursera's platform, which you see listed on the screen right now, which may count as credit towards the capstone course in this degree program. So you can get a maximum of 6 credits from specific certifications. So you will need between 2 to 3 certificates, depending on those of your, in your interest. Once you complete the pathway courses, you can then maybe work into those certificates simultaneously to some of the core courses if needed, until you have enough of those credits to submit the request to the university in consideration for the capstone course. This will bring a savings of $2,727 of that tuition fee that it's generously already affordable of $15,000 for the whole degree itself. So I can definitely explain a little bit further on this on a one-on-one basis if needed. My calendar link will be shared momentarily in the chat. Feel free to schedule a meeting so I can further discuss, and feel free to join the office hours that will be I will be conducting next week, October the 10th at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, for those that have additional questions and would like to join. And there's the Q&A code. You can scan that to have access to my calendar so you can book a meeting. I will be also sharing the actual link in case you don't get to scan this QR code. You can schedule at a later time. Thank you very much.
Right, let me talk a little bit about our programs. Yeah, so our Master of Data Science program actually is a combined degree program between like computer science and applied math. So actually we hope the students can have like strong programming skills, but also can have like solid theoretical understanding for all the algorithms. So this is our goal, like to train our students to have firm foundation. Like this can help you to like develop your career after you're graduating. You can customize what you learn to the like different kind of tasks you face. And also we will have some like hands-on experience. Of course, you will be given some projects during the courses, like to work on that. Then you can have the experience to know which kind of problems like you can solve. And also we will have some like time series course, like Bayesian computational statistical course, like to help you to have more understanding either in statistics or like the computer science. We also have the deep learning course. All right, can we move to the next page? Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about the PBA course because the data science program is a little different. So as I said, because the program is a combined program, so we have like students can come from the diverse background. So we want to see like if you have some kind of understanding in both two parts. So that's why you can take part of our database management course, like CS 725. And also one like regression course like Math 764. And the last one, you can choose one from this two, so Math 765 and CS 26. So you don't need to take 4 PBA courses, you just need to take 3, but you can choose which one you think is more suitable for you. You just choose that one, then you can pass the PBA courses, get the grade of B or above, then you can be admitted. But of course, these courses are still required. So after you finish these 3 PBA courses, if you take Math 765, you also need to take CS 726. And I'll recommend, if you want to do that, please take it in order, because this is the courses actually split it to 3 parts. So it will be nice if you can follow that, like CS 725, 726, and 727. That will be like more like good for you, like to take these courses. And same thing to the math courses. So these 2 courses are kind of the prereq for all the other courses. If you can succeed in these 2 courses, then this can give you a good, like, solid background when you move to the other core courses. Thank you. So we also have the core courses. So each is 3 credits, so which means it will be more courseworks involved inside, definitely. So for the data preparation and analysis, this is more like to give you some skill sets and also experience to operate on some data sets. And also I will recommend you to take statistical learning, but for you move to deep learning, because deep learning is a little bit harder, and also will involve more in the neural networks. So it will be nice if you already have some idea about classification and also regression in the statistical learning, then you move to that. That can be a little bit easier. And CSP 554 is like related to big data. So you'll access some AWS skills inside that part. And also we have time series and Bayesian computational statistics. So I think this is more useful when you try to find some job, or either in healthcare or some other area. And also we have one courses, this SCI 522 is a communication course. So I hope our students not just say, oh, okay, they know how to solve the problem, they know how to build the algorithm. They also need to know how to present their work. So this is more for the communication. So train your soft skills, like to know how to present what you have done, what you have learned. Okay. And Ada already presented several certificates. Actually, we add 2 AWS certificates right now. So you can choose either the combination just to get 6 credit, just as Ada just mentioned. And of course, we will extend this certificate pool, to make sure, or if Coursera have some new certificates really suitable for our program, we will add that. So this can be updated. So it will be nice if you can check that and also check the corresponding credits. You need to satisfy 6 credits. Okay. So because some of them are just 2 credits. So if you want to do 2 credits, then you need to take 3. Or it's not just say you take 2 certificates, then it's enough for you to get this capstone. So please check all the corresponding credits for that. Okay, and I think I'm done for this part.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, we will now have Q&A. I did see a few questions come through. And I saved one for Yuhan for you. Are exams proctored?
I think I think they have the online assessment, but also sometimes professor may do or even proctor, it may be online proctor. It won't be something like, say, you have to go to some test center to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
There will be the final assessment, definitely. Not just it depends on the professor, how they design, but I know many of them just have the auto graded, the final assessments. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next question is this program 100% online? Yes, it is. Is there a time limit to complete the course? Um, kind of. So just we prefer to have the program completed within about 5 or 6 years. And the reason for that is, we're constantly updating our curriculum, and program requirements tend to change every 5 or 6 years or so. So the reason we need to have it completed within 5 or 6 years is because if it takes longer, you may start to see that some of the courses you previously took no longer apply to your program. So, um, so yeah, we'll say time limit is 5 or 6 years.
If I may add really quick, Paige,
Mm.
just in case they're referring to courses specifically, just
Mm,
to further clarify, once you join uh, any of the cohorts available by Illinois Tech with your pathway courses, core courses, it doesn't matter. The whole program will be handled the same, okay? Illinois Tech will be offering, for the most part, 8-week sessions, which will be spring, summer, and fall. Okay. If you're joining the full B session, I'm going to use that as an example. This is the one starting October the 14th. This is an 8-week session. So you will only have 8 weeks to complete whichever pathway course you have selected during that time. If you do select to take all 3 of the pathway courses together, although it's not a requirement, you will only have 8 weeks to complete. And I just want to clarify that because Coursera's platform, they sometimes can extend their, time frame and reset deadlines. And of course, will not be the case with an official graduate program.
thank you for adding that. I had read it the other way, but I can see how it would actually be the
Just to
classes,
cover the
not the whole
bases, but that was
program.
good.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Okay, is there any form of financial aid offered? Not at this time. Um, I will point out though that the tuition is discounted from our traditional on-campus tuition. Um, you, for our on-campus tuition, it would be a little more than 30,000. So being able to take this program for 15,000 is already quite a big discount. Um, so I would encourage you to maybe inquire with your employer to see if they're willing to cover all or most of the tuition. We also accept GI bills.
May I add something to that?
Yes, please.
Actually, we are working for the scholarship for the certificates. So we already
Okay.
got something like for current students. Like if you can keep your status good, so it's possible for you in the future, you can get the scholarship for the AWS certificates. So if you choose AWS certificates, you can get scholarship. Yeah. So it's there's some possibility.
Perfect. So
And if I can add one more thing too, so sorry,
yes,
don't mean to
please.
Thank
interrupt.
you.
The cost of the program will be on a per credit basis, which is $455 US, 455. You do pay for the courses in full, but as I mentioned earlier, you can take one course at a time if that makes it financially a little bit more comfortable. Okay, I will be dropping in the chat the cost for the first 3 courses, which are the pathway courses, and a little bit of a breakdown if you take 2 of the pathway courses together or if you take all 3 of them together, so that you have a little bit of a visual on what that financial commitment will look like.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. This next question, I'll hand it to you, Han. Are
Oh,
online classes live or are they pre-recorded or both?
so we actually provide like the pre-recording like lectures. However, the instructor will hold live session. So just in case, like if you have question, also we have TA to hold office hour, and the instructors will hold live session like to present more examples. So you have the interaction with the instructors and the TAs.
Excellent. All right, next question. I'll actually put this one over to Ada. Is there an opportunity to try out a course before registering for admission?
Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, there is. We do have the pathway courses available on the Coursera's platform as a non-credit course that requires the Coursera Plus membership in order to have full access to the modules. You can simply just take a look at the modules just to be aware of what the expectation, during the course will be, or you can complete some of those modules as non-credit and receive full credit for your work once you submit your registration and tuition fees for the course on Illinois Tax Registration Portal. There is a little bit of an additional steps needed if you do choose to pursue any of these courses as non-credit first to then get credit towards the degree, such as additional content that will still be required, including final assessments. So I'm happy to go over those details individually. So just connect with me, schedule a meeting. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. All right, would there be opportunities for online students to do TAs or teaching assistantships? Would there be a chance to switch to in-person based off interest? Teaching assistantships are usually given to our PhD on-campus students. I do not see there being a case where we would give a teaching assistantship to a Coursera student. And also, we do not recommend switching between Coursera and in-person, mainly because the credits do not transfer. So I would recommend thinking about which matters to you more. Do you need to be on campus or would you rather be online? I'll also drop my email if you wanted to meet with me directly to talk about the differences. Okay. What is the I can talk. What is the duration of the program? It's at your own pace. You can complete it in as little as 1 year, or you can take your time and complete it in a few years if you so desire. The total cost is 15,000 in tuition. What is the competitive edge of your institution compared to others in terms of savings costs, teaching and value, networking, and standards? All right. So as I said, by doing it through Coursera, you would be saving on tuition instead of paying the full on-campus tuition. You would be getting the degree at $15,000. Um, our teachers are amazing. They're all Most of them have terminal degrees, meaning they have the highest degree that they could possibly get in their field. Um, and some of them have already worked in the industry, so they're bringing in industry experience to the classroom, which will give you an edge in terms of having that knowledge when you then move on to your career. Um, Networking. So we do have a career services office that offers on campus and also sometimes virtual career fairs every semester. And we have 100+ employers from Chicago area come visit and meet with our students. So there would be a great opportunity for you to go meet with employers there and get your name out there. I hope that answers your questions. Okay, can one pursue a PhD after completing the master's program? Yes, absolutely, you can. Are course assignments time sensitive too? Um, I don't think so. As long as you have them all finished in that 8-week period, that's fine, but there's no uh, assignment deadline. How does tuition pay as you go work? That's a great question. So you would register for each course per term and then pay that tuition up front. So, you're paying for one course one semester, another course another semester. So pay as you go. Okay. Oh, we have one student who has a 2-year, is it a 2-year bachelor degree or just 2 years of a bachelor degree? Actually, you know what? If you could reach out to me directly with your transcript so I can take a look at it and we'll determine your eligibility offline.
Good catch on that one. I was wondering about the question too.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there are some places like Pakistan where they will have 2-year bachelor's degrees. So it just kind of depends on a few factors, but I would like to look. Okay, can you take the pathway courses prior to signing up for the full program? I want to make sure I'm understanding this question correctly. So you do have to take the pathway courses first, regardless.
Mhm.
And you can take them through the Coursera Plus platform if you wanted to do that kind of trial before earning credit, before paying for credit. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Registration for the courses is still required, and also
Mm.
tuition fees associated with the courses is also required.
Okay, how long would it take to complete the degree on a part-time basis? Um, that's a great question. I would say 2, 3 years. Probably take 2 or 3 years if you're doing 1 or 2 courses per term.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Considering they don't skip any terms, of course, and they
Hmm.
go straight
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good question for you, Han. Are there textbooks? Are they available in electronic format, or do you need to go pick up physical books?
I think the instructor will try to embed all the needed content and they will also assign some reading materials. But of course, they will suggest like textbooks for your reference. So it's not required. I think most content will be like covered during the lecture time. So don't need to worry about to need a physical book.
Perfect. Okay, if I have completed 2 certificate courses, how do I get to transfer the 2 credits? Um, if you're talking about prior learning credit, once you've completed the PBA courses, there is a form on our website where you can submit those certificates, and I'll be the one that looks at them and makes sure that you have basically completed the equivalent of 6 credits for the capstone, and then we just do the work from there. But if you're talking about completing the courses through Coursera Plus, then what you'll need to do to earn credit for those is you'll need to register for the 4 credit version. So you'd go to our website and register for it there and pay for those credits there. And then once you've done that, you'll be asked to take a final assessment and maybe any other additional assignments.
Mhm. Correct.
Okay. Currently living in Bangladesh, bachelor's is from the US. Is there any problem because of my location? This one seems to be a bit outside of my scope. In terms of location, I don't think that would be a problem as long as your internet is good, I suppose. In terms of payments, I don't know the answer to that. Basically, the question is there's an international charge for every charge made on a credit card, and they're wondering if they can divide those payments. I don't think that's possible. But I would encourage you to reach out to me to see if I can make some inquiries to see if there's something that we can do to help you there. Okay, if a future employer performs a employee verification, will they notice any distinction between this degree and the one completed on campus? No, there would be no distinction. It wouldn't say this was completed through Coursera or this was completed online. It will simply say this student has the Master of Data Science from Illinois. But
Everyone's
there,
welcome to send an email to me if you wish to see what the degree actually will look like. I have a sample that the university provided, so I'll be happy to share with you.
can I finish the program in a year? Yes, yes. If you do full time and like do basically 3 courses per term, it's possible for you to finish this in 1 year. You'll be a very busy person, but you can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Someone registered for the course but could not finish it within the current term. Can they retake the course next term and do they need to pay for the credit again? Yes, you can retake it. Yes, you will need to pay for the credit again. You're allowed up to 1 retake per course.
Per course, correct.
Can I pay the tuition in installments? Yes, yes. For every course that you enroll in, you'd be paying for those courses. So you would be able to do it, one at a time per course. Would we have access to internship programs via Illinois Tech? Oh, that is a great question. So we don't have we don't have internships in the Illinois Tech. What we do is we can assist students with finding internships, um, with other employers within Chicago. And yes, absolutely. I would recommend you get in contact with our career services office so that they can, help you with whatever it is that you need. But yes, absolutely. Ooh, Ada, could I have you drop your email to this person who's asked to for a
Absolutely.
one-on-one? Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, excellent questions. Oh, we've got more. Oh, wonderful. We've completed some of the PBA courses prior to registering. What is the process like for when we register for it? Do we need to retake the course again? No. So, sorry, getting a frog in my throat. So you would need to register for it on our website, and you need to pay for the credits. And then all of your progress that you've done through the Coursera Plus platform will be saved, but then you'd likely have to take an assessment and maybe an additional course. It kind of depends on the course. So it's you'd basically be finishing it after paying for the credits.
And the additional content and exam will still be due by the end of the session.
Yes.
So you still have until December the 6th in using Fall B as an example to complete those additional items.
Yes. Does the same apply? Oh, I was saying what that's referring to. Does that apply to international students? process for submitting bachelor's degree, yes, if you're an international student or a domestic student, you'd need to submit your transcript for your bachelor's degree, or the total payment. Yeah, so whatever courses that you register for, the payment for those courses is due up front. What is the schedule for the lecture as an international student? Oh, that's a great question. It would likely be held during Chicago time, but no worries if you can't make it. So yeah, be mindful of time differences. Can I get a job in US after completing this degree from my home country? I mean, yes, it would depend on that employer allowing you to work remotely. I have no idea how that would work, but yes, absolutely. You would be able to do that. Oops. What would it take to come do the master's in person in the US? Well, he wouldn't be able to do it through Coursera, unfortunately. You need to apply to the traditional program. You'd have to submit a traditional application, which we'd review and then notify you. And from your wording, it sounds like you would be an international student. So then you'd have to get a student visa, an F1 most likely, and then come to the US. And the timeline to finish the traditional is about 2 years. Okay, great questions. Oh, okay. I'll drop you my email. So reach out to me anytime. I am here for the rest of the day. Oops. Ooh, Yuhan, here's a good one for you. Are there any recommended math or computer science courses that they should take before starting the PBA courses?
Yeah, this is a good question. So I think for math, you should have understanding of the calculus base, the probability, and the statistics. This is the key part. If you have, and also some linear algebra stuff. For the computer science, like I think you should have some programming background. Like it doesn't matter if you do like it in Python or in Java or any other programming language, but of course the programs will focus more on Python and R. And of course, if it's database, then SQL, but it's not required because you will learn the database management in the PBA. So I think just have some like programming background and probability statistics and linear algebra, then should be fun.
For the capstone, is there a sequence we should follow, or are we allowed to complete them before registering, given that we will later complete the so for the capstone, it's not a course, it's those certificates that we showed you. Let me actually go back to this page. So for the capstone, you would need to complete 2 or 3 of these certificates on your own time, and no, there's no sequence that you need to follow. Most of our students have just been taking them at the same time as their other courses and then submitting them when they're finished. I hope that answered your question.
I wanted to add one thing in regards to those certificates. No student will be allowed to submit a request for credit for certificates if they have not completed the pathway courses. Because again, the pathway courses is basically, I guess, substituting the traditional application process. So once you have finished the 3 courses and you do get that minimum B grade or that 80% and you're accepted in the program, you can then submit the request for credit for those certificates, which means if you do not have certificates completed yet, no need to stress. You can just complete those simultaneously to core courses, because obviously you will take those on your Coursera account and you can do basically multitasking when it comes to that until you get the certificates completed.
Yeah. Okay. Are we able to visit campus? Yes, absolutely. It doesn't have to be after PBA was completed. I think you can visit anytime you want. Just be sure to bring your student ID. All right. Any other questions?
In the
Oh,
meantime, I just dropped in the chat one more time the registration link for the office hours. I will be hosting next week, on the 10th, actually. So for these and more questions, feel free to join and we will have a one-on-one chat.
oh, here's one. Can we pick any 2 or 3 certificates for the capstone? Essentially, yes. So these are worth anywhere between 2 to 4 credits.
Mhm.
So, I don't have the table with me right. We can definitely share that table with you so you can kind of pick which ones are most interesting and what would equal 6 credits. So let me drop my email for you.
Really
Great
good
question.
questions today.
Anything else?
Just as a reminder, the registration is still available for Fall B. I will be dropping in the chat the registration link just to make it extra easier. Go ahead and submit your registration, complete your profile so we can get you up and running for the Fall B session that will be starting on the 14th of October.
I saw two. I see two raising hand. Okay, one raising hand. I don't know if they have question or can you see
Oh,
the?
Yeah, feel free if you're raising your hand. If we are just going to do the Q&A via the chat box for now. But if you do have something more specific that you want to chat out with Ada, please feel free to book a meeting with her or come to the office hours next week. That'll be an open forum for you to kind of discuss face to face with Ada any questions that you have. So sorry about that. We're just doing typed Q&A for today.
I'm dropping in the chat as well the Coursera academic calendar for everyone to have an idea of the important dates for enrollment in the Fall B and spring session coming up in January as well.
anything else? Okay, well, I think we can call it there then. Well, thank you very much, Ada. Thank you very much, Yuhan. And thank you all for joining. We look forward to hearing from you. And yeah,
Happy Friday, everyone.
happy Friday. Happy fall.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.